Let me get this set up too. All right. Now, Marika Goolsby, former foster youth adoptee, wrote a memoir about my time in care, Flower Called Orphan Girl. Get your copy today if you haven't already. If you have gotten it, good morning, Exie. And if you have read it, do a review. I'd love to know what you thought, what you felt, and let other people know why they should get it. Now, so yeah, today we are centering the voices of adoptees. It's very important to do. If you are not an adoptee, tell me why do you think this is important to do? Or maybe you don't think it's important to do, and tell me why you think that too. Okay. All right, so I'm going to invite some people to the panel so they can chime in. That'd be awesome. But of course, heart share tap, heart share tap, heart share tap is always number one. Even though this is about to be a short live, but we still got to do all the things. All right, 6 people in the room. I love it. Let me invite some folks to the panel. I think you can still heart share tap, even though you're on the panel. And if you are unavailable for the panel, I understand. Purple Pamela Eater? Oh. Thank you for your daily heart me. Welcome in. That was my A-Train sister. All right. Okay, no problem, Nixie. Oh, what's this? Oh. All right, Joey's our first panelist for the day. Oh, thank you so much, Kels. I appreciate you sharing this out. Then Exie. Let me see who else we're going to get on the panel here. Okay, I think that's good for now. You have 2 super fans on the panel. Okay, now, remember everybody, the first order of business is always your daily heart me, then to share this out, and then to tap the screen. Heart, share, tap, heart, share, tap. All right, Joey, let's get your intro, name, age, pronouns. How are you connected to this community? And then your thoughts on and feelings on the prompt. I'll start.
Good morning, everyone. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, I'll start your timer after your intro. That's all.
Oh, okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Joey. I'm 36. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a former foster parent. I'm an adoptive parent. I'm a foster parent and adoptive parent mentor, and a former direct support therapist for children with autism in the system. So when it comes to centering adoptees' voices, for me personally, it is extremely important because I am an adoptive parent. So how I center adoptees' voices is by going into these rooms and I sit there and I listen and I absorb everything you guys are saying. And maybe some of that doesn't apply to the family that I'm helping raise. And it's still good, valid information for me to have because that might pop up in the future as well, too. So everything that I do to center adoptees' voices has been taught to me from this community, because everything I knew about adoption before this would be labeled as Hallmark syndrome.
Oh, wow.
It really would. And I that's something I have to admit. And that's why I walk in here and I say it, because like, and now I teach the families that I do mentor about that kind of syndrome.
Nice.
And I let them know, like, I do share out lives with them as well too. And I'm like, come into this room and listen to it. Listen to these voices. You have adopted children. You need to be hearing these stories, because while it may not be exactly the same, there are a lot of similarities in everybody's stories. Yeah. There are overlaps that do happen. While some might be extreme and some might not, there's still some overlap that has happened that everybody can agree with. And most of that is, sorry, there's a motorcycle going by. Most of that is just overall trauma. If not anything, go in and listen to what these adoptees have been through, so that you can see what maybe your children have been through as well. Like, I can't thank this community enough for the parent that I've become because of it. So by you guys centering your own voices and putting your words out there, you have helped me center the children that I parent's voice.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, because I think every parent has adopted or foster or bio. You know, one day this person is going to be, you know, talking about me in their therapy. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's what I have heard.
And that's what the kids and I have talked to about as well too. I was like, you don't have to tiptoe around me, guys. Like, I know what part I played in this. I understand it. Like, this community has opened my eyes, and I now see that there are other avenues that I could have gone down. And so now what I do is I teach those to other people. So like, these are your options. You don't have to necessarily go straight for adoption. Look at all of your options first, please.
Right.
And like we've said, there are some states that all states are different. So some states your hands are tied wherever you are. Like, we do understand that. But at least because of your voices, I now understand all of the other avenues that people can go down, and all the other possibilities, instead of just removing from a birth certificate and changing all of their information and falsifying their documents.
Yeah. Yeah, that is, and I don't know why so many people struggle to center adoptee voices. Do you know why? Why is that so difficult to do?
I do. I think it has to do with ego, because the thing with that is that for me to be able to sit here and listen, I had to own up to my part of what I played, my thinking of how adoption is, and whether or not like it was portrayed in the movies and that's how I interpreted it, that's still on me, because I didn't do my research.
Okay, you didn't.
So like, I do think ego gets involved a lot, and people are like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I helped this child. Well, no, we're not saying you didn't, you're not, I don't know how to phrase that, but we're not saying that kind of stuff. We're just saying like, you have to take accountability, take a look at it, and then change your mindset and just do the best you can in the situation you've already created.
Right. Okay. And what does it actually look like in real time to be, like, when you're just in your regular day-to-day, what's happening when you know you are centering your adoptees' voices? Or do you have those type of moments?
We have, like, so generally, like, I want their voices to be heard. And I know in their past, they have communicated to me that their voices weren't heard. Maybe they were ignored more than they would have liked to been. So like, I know that when the kids that I'm parent come to me, whatever is in my hand gets put down. I lock eyes with them, and I let them know I'm not just listening to you, I'm understanding you in this situation. And even if I don't understand you, I'm going to ask you questions, because your voice is important. I want you to talk to me about your feelings. I do want to be that safe person for you. I also understand if I'm not that safe person for you. And I will find that safe person for you. Because we have one of our boys he doesn't feel safe with men. Well, we're a 2-male household, so I apologize about that, buddy. But what I did was I found women who he can talk to. So
Nice.
while I may not be, I'm still centering your voice, but with other people. So you're still being able to release that outlet. And then maybe one day you will feel comfortable talking to Kevin and I about these kind of things.
Nice.
Because you see the work that we're doing, like, you don't have to come to me. As long as I know you have somebody safe to talk to, that's all I care about.
Wow, that's amazing. And to me, that's ego too, because some people feel like I have to be your everything. So if you're opening up, if you're confiding, it has to be with me. And if it's not, we have a problem, we need to fix it. Or you're going to talk. I've heard people say, "You're going to talk to me, damn it." And it's like, what?
And before I met this community, I will admit I was not 100% like that, but there was some characteristics of that in me. And I was like, I don't understand why I can't deal with this. And then when I came in this community, it was this room. I can't remember who said it. They said that child just needs to find their safe person. And that's when it clicked in my head. And I was like, just because I'm quote unquote dad on paper doesn't mean that I'm that safe person yet.
Yeah.
Or maybe I won't be that safe person. And that's something I'll deal with as well too. That's not on the child. That's not their fault that I'm not that safe person. It's trauma that kind of stops that thing. So I can set my ego aside and I can understand. And I think that's also a really good way of centering their voices. Like, cool, my ego is out of this. I'm going to center you right now.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That I wish there were more foster / adoptive guardianship / people caring for kids with this type of mindset. I've always said we need to clone them.
And I think slowly the word is getting out there because, like I said, I have seen some shifts in the families that I do mentor. Like, yes, their adoptions have already been finalized, but now we work in a different avenue so that they can be more trauma informed. They can open their eyes to the children that they're parenting, and they can open their ears to the children that they're parenting. It's not a huge shift because I don't have a lot of families that I mentor, but I can tell you the small group that I do, that they are making changes. And how I describe it is it's the ripple effect. So that one little pebble starts that ripple, and then it spreads and it spreads and it spreads and it spreads. So everything starts small and it gets bigger.
That's right. That's bigger. You're making me think of Big B snowball effect. it works for so many things. But yes.
It does. Yep.
I love that. And I hope however many parents you mentor, say if you mentor 10, I hope each one of those mentors 10, and each one of those mentors 10. You know what I mean? And it can just really just grow.
Well, and what's great is since leaving the agency, some of the families that I do still mentor, it's not technically considered through the agency. I do it on my free time and help families out still. But they have actually become mentors. So now they are spreading what you have spread to me. I'm spreading to them, and they're spreading to their other families.
That's awesome. Wow, that is really something. So yeah, I always appreciate when you speak up in the live. Always. Yeah. You got 30 seconds. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. I just noticed we do have someone commenting in the chat. My sister and I are adopted from different families. I want to encourage her to ask for medical information. I would love if anyone has input, advice on how I can help her through the fog. I just want to respond to that because I think, number one, you cannot tell someone else that they are in the fog. It'll just push them further into the fog. Unfortunately, they have to come out on their own. Exactly, Nixie. Yeah, all you can do is tell her your experience. Like, do you have your medical information? Why did you want your medical information? Thank you for your heart, me. How did you go about getting it? That's all you can do. You can say, I did not have my medical information. I realized I needed it. I realized that I was in the fog because I didn't think I needed it at one point, but now I'm realizing that I do. And this is why I realize that I do. And just allow her to process that information and to see if she's like, you know what? Actually, I do need my medical information too. That's all you can do. And that's how you become relatable. That's what relating is about. This is my experience. I'm sharing my experience with you. Share your experience with me. And that's how you guys have a relationship. You are relating to each other, not someone telling someone what they should do from a place of judgment. You need your medical information, and this is what you need to do. She is worried about rejection. Yeah, just tell her, were you ever worried about rejection? How did you deal with it? How did you get past it? Because if someone is coming to you saying, this is what I'm afraid of, they're basically wanting to know, how did you do it? You don't seem to have this problem. Maybe they don't know you used to have this problem. And maybe that's not even her issue. I would ask a question. Are you worried about rejection? Whose rejection? And then when she says, well, I don't even care about our parents. I'm worried about the doctor rejecting me. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. You can be like, oh yeah, I had that because medical, what do they call it? Like medical abuse is real. Doctors can judge too for weight, for adoptee status, for all sorts of things. And how did you deal with it? By her bio mom. That's a real thing. And if you don't have that experience, have her come to a group like this. Have her go to groups where there are people that have dealt with that, and she can hear how they have dealt with it. That's the only way, I think. Yeah, that's a real fear. And also hearing how others have dealt with it, she can also hear how others won't even try therapy. Yeah, she needs to be around people who have done the things that she's afraid to do. She needs to hear people who have done the things that she's afraid to do, so she can feel stronger about it. And it's a slow process, and it cannot be rushed. It can't be, I introduced you to this one person who is a therapist or who has done therapy, and now I guess you're making your appointment tomorrow, right? No, maybe not. But just being open and allowing her process. Pain and Purpose says, I just love what you do. Oh, thanks. So yeah, those are important things. Just to listen, ask questions, always move from a place of curiosity, never a place of judgment and telling someone what they should or should not do, and sharing, being open and honest about, wow, I went through something like that, or I've never gone through something like that, but I know someone who has, or I know a place you can go to hear from people who have. Yeah, I hope I've made sense and haven't been too redundant. All right, we're going to go to our next person, which is Exie. Are you ready and available, Exie?
Yes.
Awesome.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Exie. I'm connected to the community because I was a foster to adoptee with the same family since birth. I'm 50 and she, her.
All right.
So I was listening to what Joey was saying about how when the kids come to him and they need to talk to him, it's like that's it. Everything stops and he's focused on what they need to say.
Mm-hmm.
With my adoptive family, it wasn't like that. I was told, no, we don't speak about this. Questioned as to why are you thinking about this? Are you not happy here? It turned into all about them. And then my feelings were just, I can't even say pushed to the side. They were just forgotten. It was always like, no, we're not going to talk about this, or there was an excuse made for how I was feeling about something. And it hurt me to know that I couldn't speak about this. I started to feel like this was a bad thing. After they were telling me it's such a good thing what we did, you're so lucky, be grateful, but then why can't we talk about it? Why can't we talk about how I'm feeling? Instead of you telling me how to feel, let me share my feelings about all of this. Because in all reality, that hallmark syndrome is thrown out there, and the adoptee is made to feel like, that's it, this is what it is, it's a great thing. But in all reality, our adoption stories start out with trauma. We're being taken away from families, we're being taken away from our parents, from our mother, and these are feelings that need to be dealt with and need to be spoken about. You can't just, because you say this is a good thing, be grateful, which I hate that word so much now.
Yeah.
It's not gonna put a Band-Aid on the whole situation. Yeah. So I think it's very important, as adoptees, we need to be heard. We need people to understand what we're going through. And I think that's the only way things can be learned and things can be fixed, and how we can heal. Because if we're just made to feel like, we're a commodity in this situation, it's not gonna work. We're not gonna heal. We're not gonna be good.
Yeah.
And in reality, we are the center of all of this. So this is about us.
It should be.
It's all about us.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It should be. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for our biological parents, we wouldn't be here.
Right. So there should be some gratitude that way too, right?
Yeah. Like, we have no say in what is happening in our life, basically. There's no say. This is where you're going to be placed. This is what you're going to do. This is the family you're with. This is what you have to become. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. And I think speaking to adoptees and learning about how they feel, you learn who they are as a person. Yeah. We all have different DNA. There's no, I pick you up, I place you in this family, you're going to be raised this way, and it's all going to work out. No, it doesn't work out that way, because I carry different traits from this family. I was told, why are you so defiant? Why do you go against the family? Excuse me. Why do you make these decisions? Why can't you agree with what we say and what we do? Because that's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how it works. Like, get to know me. And that was the biggest shock of my life. I forgot to mention in the introduction, I've been in reunion with my biological family for 11 years. Mm-hmm. And one thing that really kicked me hard was my adoptive family never got the chance to know who I was. Mm. They raised me based off of a little bit of information regarding my biological family. And there was a lot of conflict in the home because of that. And I found my biological family at 39. I just recently turned 50, and within those 10 years, I learned who I really was as a person. Wow. And not with someone not what someone told me I needed to be. So yeah, it took 10 years for me to figure out who I am as a person.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's huge because it's like your whole life before that you're trying to be something someone else wants you to be and deny who you are as a person. Welcome in, Love Soulfully. Right? Like,
Yes.
So you never really get to delve into self-exploration because you're so busy trying to be who they want you to be, who they've been trying to force you to be, and act like it's natural and it's normal and it's your identity when it really isn't. And that can be exhausting.
It is, and it's it messed with my mental a lot because I felt like there was something wrong with me. Like, why can't I? Yeah, and they had 3 biological children of their own, adopted me, and then 2 years later had another biological child. And we were only 2 years apart, so I had to constantly hear, like, why can't you be like your sister? Why can't you focus in school? Why can't you get grades like her? If you put your mind to it, and it just...
You're like, because I'm not her.
It just does a lot. Yeah, I'm not her. And I'm going to be honest, I grew up feeling like I was stupid.
Yeah.
Like there was something wrong with me.
Right.
Because no one took the time to talk to me.
Right.
And hear my feelings.
Or even like you said, get to know you. Like maybe you just had a different learning style than this person you were being compared to. And no one even delved into that. And it's just... Yeah, this is really important stuff. Really important stuff. And just like I believe Joey said earlier, like there's too many common threads. Because I definitely went through that too, as far as being compared to my adopted brother, who was like getting A's in math. And I was like, wait, 500 problems later. Oh, okay, I think I'm getting the pattern now. You know what I mean? Like, just different learning style. But
or just the fact that, I was falling into, I don't want to say into a depression, but it got to a certain point where I just didn't care. I didn't care anymore. Like, if you don't care to listen to me, I don't care. Yeah. I'm not going to care anymore. And that was not good.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's definitely a way of self-protecting to either, I think I went back and forth between trying really hard into whatever, I can't, I'm defeated. So forget it. I'm just going to be in trouble all the time because whatever. To, okay, I'm really trying to like, okay, forget it. Just back and forth, which can then mess with your mental health,
Yeah. Yeah, I was the same way. Always in trouble, always getting punished, always hearing, why are you so defiant? Yeah. Why are you going against the family? And I wasn't trying to be bad. I wasn't trying to be defiant. I just wanted to be heard.
Yeah, it's like you were just trying to be your own self. And that's not,
yes.
And that should never be a bad thing. Wow. Well, thank you so much for being here and chiming in. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you, Marika.
No problem. Well, let me see. The time is 6:48, so we're going to be ending soon. This is going to be a shorter morning live because I got to go give a dog his medication so he can be ready for his dental appointment. Because y'all know I'm a pet care provider during the day and night because I do overnight. But you know what I mean. My day job, my other job. But yeah, today we are centering the voices of foster youth. Adoptees. And it's very important to do because you don't know the adoptee experience until you listen to an adoptee. You can make all these assumptions about everything, but you don't know until you get the information from the horse's mouth. So that's what this space is for. We're going to be continuing this conversation today at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And the more people understand, and oh, you're welcome, Purple Pamela, I think. But yeah, the more people understand that, the better off things will be. Listen to the voices of adoptees if you care about children and actually want the system to do Purple or Pam is fine. Okay, no problem, Pam. If you really want the system to do what they want us to think that they do, which is take care of families. Take care of children and families. That's what we're led to believe. But the way it operates, it seems to operate out of a few people at the top making money, make money. Not necessarily putting the needs of children and families as a high priority. So that's what we need to change. That's what we were talking about today. I am definitely going to go ahead and play our exit song. Yeah, let's see. We do have, I think we have time for one more person to chime in. Let me see. Who could that be? Oh, Nixie, did you want to chime in real quick? I know you said you got heavy calls today, but I just wanted to check. Or Pam. Oh no, you have to get your Daily Heart Me. That's always number one. Cute Beagle, I think that's a beagle. Call's still bad. Okay. Get your Daily Heart Me, and then I'll check your stats, because to be on the panel, you have to get your Daily Heart Me. What else? You said you're an adoptee. I'll bring you up. Last person. Oh, what a cute puppers. All right, let me get your name, your age, your pronouns. How are you connected to this community? I think you said adoptee, but you can reiterate that. And your thoughts and your feelings on the prompt. After your introduction, you'll have 10 minutes to chime in.
Hi, I'm Pam, she, her. I'm 42. I was a domestic infant adoptee. Like I mentioned before, I have an older sister who was also a domestic infant adoptee. We had a pretty...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say your pronouns? Did I miss it?
Yes, I'm she, her.
Okay. There you go.
Sorry if I talk a little fast. I'm
That's
from
right.
the Northeast. So.
It's all good. Did you said your age too?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm 42.
Got it. Okay, go ahead.
So I did meet my bio mom and my half sister a couple years ago. My adoptive family was always, no family's perfect, but they did a pretty good job. They told me I was adopted since I was a kid. But obviously you got the Hallmark syndrome. I know all about that. And, it's just frustrating how people are like, oh, you're so lucky. When I was growing up, everyone would be like, oh, you're like Annie. And it's like, no.
Oh my God.
It's just so tiring, and I have a couple people in my life who are also adopted, but everyone has their own issues. So it's kind of hard to be honest. Like with my sister, she's like one of my best friends. She is my best friend, but she just doesn't want to think about it. She just wants to pretend that she's happy and the adoption never bothered her, which is where I was, when I was 18, 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
But since she's older, I worry. I don't want, I want her to have all the information she needs. And, we're lucky that we were adopted from a state that you can get your birth certificate.
Mm.
So she has that information, but she's just kind of sitting on it and doesn't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely listen to what her fears are, and just tell her, like, you got your original birth certificate? You did that?
I didn't, so the laws changed after I'd already figured it out. Like my birth mom had been always looking for me. So she had put it on like a website and I found her that way.
Wow.
And she used like all the non-identifying information on her that she had received from the adoption agency. And I was like, oh, there's absolutely no way that is anyone else but me. And so I had already found out who she is, and she put me in touch with my bio father, which I have not met him. I'm not sure if he really is that interested. And that's okay.
Well, you know what?
You can't.
That's definitely something you can talk about with your sister. Like the thought that he may or may not be interested. How does that land on you? Because that is kind of a secondary rejection if he's not interested. If you should hear straight out, actually, I never really wanted to be a father. I'm not interested, especially not after all these years. How is that going to affect you? And just having that thought as a possibility, how does that affect you?
Right. That makes sense.
And it doesn't seem to stop you from still wanting to know. So how do you get there? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And
as far as like, yeah, that's what I was kind of saying responding to in the chat. Like, just saying what your experience is and has been. And
that makes sense.
And I say this almost every live. I'm a gardener. I'm a farmer. You plant the seed, you put a little soil, you put a little water, and then you leave it alone. Like the old people used to say, now it's in God's hands, right? You let the sunlight and the wind and whatever else take over, and then you come back and you check on it and see how it's doing, right?
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with people. You plant the seed, and then you back off, and you let it develop the way it's going to develop. But if you live next door to me, and I grow roses, and I tell you I got these new seeds, for these golden roses, it's going to be amazing, and you're like, oh, that's great, and then you see me in my yard, tilling the soil, putting the fertilizer in, putting all the things in, and you're like, oh wow, she's really gonna grow some golden roses. And then you watch me put the seeds in, and then 1 minute later I'm screaming, grow roses, grow. You're gonna be like, what the hell? What is wrong with her? That's not how you grow roses, and that's not how you shift someone's way of thinking or way of feeling or anything. You just have to plant the seed and you leave it alone. Say, oh wow, the original birth certificate, I heard you saying you're having this medical issue and it would be super helpful if you had that. Like, I heard you saying that. Yeah, but I'm afraid of rejection. Oh yeah, I used to be afraid of rejection. For me it was kind of brief, a mild feeling, but it was still there, and this is how I dealt with it, or this is how I am dealing with it. And that's it. So I hope that made some sort of sense.
No, it definitely did. I struggle having patience when, I'm worried about people, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so basically that type of gardener or farmer, which I knew someone like this who had a little pot where you put the seeds in, you water it, would keep digging up the seeds. Is anything happening? Let me see. Is anything happening? No, nothing's happening. Let me put it back in. 2 days later, let me see. Anything green? Nothing yet. Put it back. It's never going to have anything green because you keep freaking digging it up.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Let it marinate.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a cook, sometimes you got to season the meat and you marinate, and you let the seasoning seep in. You wait a while. It's okay. And then you start smelling something. Oh, that marinade is really, really taking hold. I'm also a cook. So anyway, but yeah, I did bring you up because I believe it's your first time here, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, to be on the panel, you're supposed to get the daily heart meat. It does cost 1 coin, 1 cent. And I always tell people, daily heart meat is first, always. Daily heart meat, be a super fan. That's one. Those are the things that cost. Daily Heart Me contribute to the live goal or the gift gallery that costs. But the free, well, not 100% free because the Daily Heart Me is still one coin. Daily Heart Me, share this out to 60 friends or more, which is one good power share, and tap the screen 1K times or more. So those are the ways to get onto the panel. So hopefully you come back in and get your Daily Heart Me. Hopefully you get it now before the live is over, if you can.
Okay.
All right. And everybody gets 10 minutes on the panel, and everybody does their intro. So yeah, every day there's something different. Check the story, not the stories, check my pinned post, and you'll see the schedule for the week of the topics that we talk about. So yeah, welcome in.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, so it is exactly 7. As everybody knows, I do like to play our exit song because I gotta skedaddle and go medicate this puppy for his dental. So the exit song is the song that I like because I used to sing this with my bio family at the end of our supervised visits. This is a supervised visit. We are being supervised by the app. We're being supervised by AI. I don't know if that's the same thing or something different. We're being supervised by trolls. Knock on wood, I'm happy that I don't deal with a lot of trolls. We're being supervised by people deciding if they want to join our community or not. So this is indeed a supervised visit. So the song that I play is called We Are Family by Sister Sledge. So let's dance it out for a few minutes, and then